ilmeisesti oltiin show. Se on huolella säilyy. Ei ole laulu. Okay, it's again dot. Let me check out. Now it shouldn't echo anymore, right? Or does it? Should not, but I'm not sure. Have you tried the Padsmith pad? No, I haven't. Thinking of getting X2 mini, but not sure. I got 18.5. It might be a little bit too short for you, I think. Yo, Troy, how you doing, dude? Daniel. 17. X-Lite version 2 mini. Yeah, X-Lite version 2 mini should be alright for you, yeah. Starlight from Phantom in medium, do you think it's worth getting 10's version? I don't know. I'm getting my Starlights tomorrow. Sorry, Monday. How's the HDS Plus 4K? It's good. I haven't tested it that much yet, but it's good. I think it's their best mouse that I've tried at least. Cool with these. Death Terror version. It's smaller, larger than the EC2. You should watch my Death Terror version T3 Pro video if you want to, like, more details about it. Thoughts about motion sync? Motion sync is good if it works as designed. Do you know if the X2 problems got fixed in the second batch? No clue. I don't think the problems were that critical though. Like, my unit had some slight issues with click quality. Somebody's really driving there. My medium has more of that click issue, that grinding thing a little bit. It has gotten worse since I got it, but it's still not bad in my opinion. This is the Little Gaming Gear Saturn Pro, Mousepad. How does FK1 compare to the Viper Ultimate? The Viper Ultimate is... they are both flat. The shapes are both flat, but the Viper Ultimate feels quite a lot different. Just the curvature of the mouse and overall the hand feeling is different. Hated my Vaxi XC because the coding was super sticky. Stuck with it for a week and coding broke in hard. Never heard of people saying coding's breaking. Very weird. It's my main now. I'm not sure if the coding broke in or did your skin get more used to it, because I know that can happen at least. I get sometimes these weird things when I get a new mouse. My hands start sweating like hell, and then after a few days it's back to normal. How's the Death Terror version 3 been? I love the mobility and wireless performance, super light, but the shape of the EC2 CG is amazing. The Death Terror V3 Pro is really good in my opinion, but in my opinion the EC2 is still like a much better shape for me personally. The Death Terror V3 Pro is a safer shape, but if you like the EC2, it's not like a fact. I can't state it as a fact or a certain truth that you would like the Death Terror V3 Pro. But I do like the mouse, and I like the shape, but just not quite as much as the EC2. And for the 2 shape over the HDS Plus 4K, it's quite close actually. The HDS Plus might be like one of the better. This is for sure one of the better shapes that are like for my preference and my grip. My X2 was completely full barred. What was wrong with the G Miller? Waiting for lightweight NP01 wireless. Yeah, I'm not sure if it will go like very lightweight at least. Carpio G2, no clue what that is, Daniel. Are the sights on the X2 flat enough for fingertip? Yeah, they are flat enough. The X2 Mini is really good for fingertip grip in my opinion. I like it quite a lot for finger grip. Do you think the MC1 is a good deal for $80? You mean the MC1 wireless? Then yes, but the wired one no. not for $80. What do you think about all IEMs that you tested? IEMs are really good, but I don't know. In my opinion, they are not that much better as my 30. The Nova Pro wireless is expensive as hell, so they should not be that much better. But with EQ, you can get like you can make almost any headset like decent or quite good for gaming. From the ones that I've tried, I think the QKC VK4s that I still have, the version that you can't get anymore, is possibly the best. It has like decent imaging, bad soundstage or decent soundstage, and the best thing about it is that it's super flat, so there is no overpowering bass or anything. So I have this issue with the many IEMs where I hear some bass or some gunshots or some loud footsteps come from some angle or direction, and that's the only sound that I hear. I can't make out any other sounds from it behind that, what I mean. So I want the Retro version 3 Pro. Yeah. I saw that as well. I love my Zowie S2. Wait for Zowie S2. I don't think there is a lot of clones, but none of them are just exactly the shape. I think from the new IEMs, I've only tried the Thin Hi-Fi T3 Plus, I think, which weren't that good. I have the True Theater X Critical Zeros or whatever, those that Fresh Reviews recommends. Those are really good. And then I have the Sal Notes. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but Sal Notes Zero as well, I think. Those are also really good. S2 wireless endgame, yeah, kinda, yeah. What sound preset you use when playing competitive neutral or you boost mids, highs? I can show. I remove a lot of the bass, but and then I boost upper, mids, and highs. Wait, what? Actually, I can't show it, but I have the SteelSeries Sonar software, which kind of can do it all for you once you just make your EQ. So I boost highs, upper mids, and a little bit of mid range, then get rid of some of the sub or pretty much all of the sub bass and some of the bass. What do you think about Razer Strider? I don't have it, sadly. How does the HDS Plus hump compare to GPX? It's very different to GPX. It doesn't really have a hump, the HDS Plus. It's sort of in the middle of the mouse way more than in the GPX. Saturn is faster or slower than the esports Tiger, but it depends on your mouse feed. The Saturn is way smoother. It doesn't have that weird texture that the EVA has. You should play Apex or something. I will possibly start playing soon, yeah. Ambient or Ergo better for aiming, or does it not matter? I think it's most about what you're used to. I can play with both, like it doesn't really matter, Ambient or Ergo for me. Where did you get your zeros from? Which ones? I think I bought the other ones from Amazon and the other ones from Shenzhen Audio. You answered both of them, yeah. GPX is overrated now with the price, etc. No, it's not. I mean, in Finland you can get this for 99 euros pretty much all the time, so it's possibly the best mouse you can like get here at least. It should be available everywhere else as well for this price, but I'm not quite sure. Can you move the camera around and accidentally leak the RPM Razer Viper Mini Wireless? I don't have it, but I have something that I can leak that I got. Some of you might know what this is. I finally got one. It's not like that clear what it is, but I think some of you might know what it is. friend just bought a GPX for 94 euros. Yeah. You can get that in Finland for that price for sure. Yo, Super Gears, how you doing, dude? Yeah, it's the LDAT, yeah. Butt plug. GPX versus Lamzo Atlantis. I would say the GPX is still the better mouse. This is the HDS Plus 4000 Hz version. I want the Burst Pro super light. Yeah, Burst Pro would be nice to see lightweight. What is this music? I'm not sure if you can buy it. I think you can buy the 4000 Hz version of the HDS already. Pretty sure you can actually do it, get it. I was actually pretty surprised when I got the LDAT because actually I knew it, but so the LDAT has this function where there is these two pins here. You can't really make it out because there is no light. There is two pins here. So basically, what you can do, you don't necessarily need to test end-to-end latency with the LDAT. So basically, from what I've seen, everybody that has the LDAT, they test end-to-end latency. So basically, when they click the mouse, what happens on the screen, and then it records the whole latency pipeline with that. But I got some good information about from a buddy of mine that you can actually do this with what's called interfacing. So basically you just need to sort of solder or use some clips and use these two pins and pin the mouse switch to this one, and you only get mouse latency. So there is no end-to-end latency sort of screwing your tests. Yeah, there is a lot of white noise. The GPX is the only one, and yeah, the X2 also. I can see you drinking Keisari. What's the best Finnish beer? Keisari is really good at least, and there are some good ones as well that I can't remember now. Can they just bring out the FK2? Yeah, I would want to see that as well. And the EC2 and the S2. What's the most similar shape to Viper Mini and wireless? The HDS Plus is actually somewhat similar. Kinda racist. How the clicks on the X2 Mini? I had some complaints on my X-Lite version 2 Mini. The X2 Mini is these are super light, but they feel nice. But these are some of the lightest clicks that I've ever had. Like, these are too light for me. Like I said in my videos, sometimes when I just flick and land the mouse, I accidentally just toggle it a little bit. It's not slam clicking, but I'm just accidentally just toggling it. You don't have I don't have the new Finalmouse yet. They will be coming on Monday. Did you get the LDAT? No, Nvidia doesn't sell those. I've been loving the Atlantis, but I get Pulsar X2 Medium and Mini tomorrow, so we'll see. Yeah, the Atlantis is awesome. Awesome, yeah, for sure. It's the biggest surprise of the year for me. There is no way that any other mouse will top this. Like, even the mouse feet are insanely good on the Atlantis. That's, I don't know. They almost look like TigerArc feet for me, or TigerArcs. It's just nuts how good this mouse is. Any news on the XM2 wireless? I don't know anything about it. I want the Nether V3 Pro so bad, looks like an endgame for me. Yeah, it's for sure gonna be a nice one once you get it. Finally caught you live. Ah, yeah, I haven't been streaming in a long time, really. Pulsar X2 Mini or Viper Mini? I prefer the Viper Mini shape. But thank you, Nabel. Nice to see you as well. Looking forward to the Atlantis Mini, but it's quite... yeah, I heard about the Mini as well. Super nice that they're gonna make one this fast, though. It it takes a long time for these large companies to design and test and make mice, you know, but they are doing it really fast. Yo, Tony, what's up, dude? Any info on the Ninja Zora? I don't have any info, at least. Can you recommend some mice that are good for claw where you have contact at the heel? You mean like this, like the bottom of your palm is touching this one, or like the all the way at the back of the mouse? Well, the RDS Plus is pretty good for that. Even the GPX is good for that. Actually, multiple mice are good for that, as long as you just aggressive claw them. But if you are more of a relaxed claw type, then you might not have as much contact right there. Have you seen the Saturn X Nacho pads? Yes, at least one of those, I think. Do you think the Atlantis would work for someone that plays relaxed claw 17 x 10 centimeter? It's gonna feel a little bit large for you, for sure. Yo, Nathan, I'm doing fine, thank you. Hopefully you are doing fine as well. I have G's 305 wireless. Should I upgrade the endgame gear X and more? No. Depends if you want to get a wired mouse. I really like the G305 myself. How much you paid for the new Finalmouse? I bought it with I bought it first hand, so whatever the price was, I don't remember. Yo, Douglas, how are you doing, dude? X2 Mini or Funtech Air Aria for 18 x 9 centimeters relaxed claw. Both are nice. The Mini might be too small for your relaxed claw. It's like debatable if I'm even able to relax claw the Mini. As you can see, my fingers are fairly curled. Like, if you consider like your fingers would be straight, if that's what you consider relaxed claw, then yeah, hard to say. But the Aria is it's a little bit easier to relax claw, but my fingers are still curled even with that. Adaptation hydrogen is dropping today. Are you getting it? I don't think so. I didn't even know it's coming. Do you think it's okay to buy mouse for 400? No, I don't think it's okay. I think that's too much. Where's it got my 10s Pro? Ah, okay. Which one did you get? Yeah, customs and taxes did hurt. I think I paid about 500 euros for two. That's a little bit crazy, I would say. This is the RDS Plus 4000 Hz. The Viper Mini Wireless is gonna be a banger for sure. Don't buy it for 400 euros. How many degrees in Finland? I think it's about 10 or something. Is the MC1 way smaller than the XG Mini? It's way different, but I wouldn't say it's way smaller. I bought Arch version 2 and this is so small. I like G203 shape and size better. Get the G305, it's an insanely good mouse. It's one of my favorites actually. And the price, for the price especially, it's insane. If you want to try something a little bit different, then maybe try it. If you can find the Superlight for cheap, you could try that one. It's a good recommendation for pretty much anybody. Yeah, Gratis, it's cold here. It's cold. Yeah, yeah, the Adaptation hydrogen is interesting, but I'm just not quite sure if I want to buy it. Näin teille Prismassa, mä en oo ollut Prismassa eilen. I got small fingertip grip and yeah, text hurt, but not as much as I expect. Ah, okay. It's wooting 68G remain at the moment, yeah, and I think it will be. there is no way that I'm gonna change my keyboard for gaming. I think it's gonna be a while since if I do. Speaking of the Viper Mini wireless, is there any estimated there is no info about that. Do you stream Apex Legends? No. I might play Apex today or CS a little bit. What do you recommend for 19x10mm with a fairly aggressive claw grip? Like pretty much. Well, the X2 Medium, for example, is really good. The Super Light is really good. The Lamzu Atlantis can be really good. It kind of depends on your budget and what kind of a mouse you would like. Do you like small mice or do you prefer larger mice? What would you consider the best mouse of the year? The most surprising mouse of the year is for sure the Lamzu Atlantis, but I'm not sure what's the best mouse of the year yet. Yeah, I don't know. Wooting low profile keycap, would it be better? No, Wooting doesn't need low profile. It has rapid trigger. Have you tried G303 Shroud Edition? Yeah, I have a review of that in my channel, I think. Should have. I'd like to see Wooting keyboard 75. Yeah, I would. Yeah, Daniel, that's something that I would like to see as well. Not that bad. No, I haven't. I haven't tested any of those. There is a bunch of those in Giganti that they sell that are like random OEM, but they might be good for the price. Yeah, I can promise you that there is no Razer Viper Mini wireless in my on my desk or anywhere here. From what I hear, there is a lot more mice coming before the year end. Yeah, I think so too, yeah. Or there is for sure. The Lamzu Mini, for example, the XM2 wireless, and let's see if the XM1 Mini will come out as well. Did your Saturn ever become muddy after about 1 month of use? No. Comparing Deathera V3 with the G403, is the Deathera smaller or bigger? Sadly, I do not have the G403 anymore, but I would say that it's wide. The Deathera is wider. The G403 might be higher profile, but I think the Deathera will feel larger in hand. I don't remember exactly how the G305 feels, or sorry, 403. We're saying that just. Yeah, PC1, take care, dude. Enjoy your weekend. When it goes to Lamzu Atlantic, it is public already. Best mouse for claw grip playing CSGO. I don't know, there are so many good mice. Will you review Batsmith's Mousepad? Most likely, no. I don't think I'm gonna review many mousepads anymore. I'm just a little bit bored of those XM2. Yeah, it might be. My Aria arrived today. What a banger of a mouse. It's by the way, that Xenix Pro Ultra Wireless Glow has started to appear on eBay. Pure shape. Yeah, I have. I have tried the Pure Ultra at least, and the Pure Owl Eye, I think. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember which ones I've tried. But I've tried at least 2 and I think more. Updated thoughts on the GSR SE Rouge. I like that mousepad a lot. I like GSR SE Rouge, the Vaxi PA, this one, the Hayate Otsu, the Artisan Zero, the Artisan High, and I think from the top of my mind those are like my favorite pads at the moment. You can add the Serapad Kin to that as well, and the Endgame Gear MPC 450, but I think that's pretty much it. Of course, also the Lethal Gaming Gear Venus as well. Both the Pro and the original ones. What is the mouse on the left? Yeah, this is the new G-Wolves mouse, yeah. Which pad do you use for Apex? I use pretty much all of these at some times. Like, I think that for tracking, some friction can actually be good, especially for Apex. I mean, in my personal opinion, aiming in Apex isn't that hard. The main thing in Apex which can cause some trouble is the recoil control, at least for me, and the fact that you need to lead your some of your weapons. You need to lead a lot of your shots, and sort of, what's the word? Like the bullet velocity is so bad. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I've started to think that some friction is good for tracking, which is why I like the Vaxi PA and the GSRSC Rouge quite a lot for anything tracking based, and also the Artisan Zero, and the Saturn and the Hayate. So pretty much all of those. All of those are very good for any kind of game, to be honest. Is there a difference between the Rouge and the PA? Very small difference, but there is some. I have the Vaxi PA yellow, really good pad. Yeah, yeah, the yellow color is super nice. Do you think the G703 Superlight is ever happening? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. I hope it will, but kinda doubt it. What's the ruler for? I don't remember. Yeah, I actually measured CPI deviation with this, so just 10 centimeters. Move your mouse for 10 centimeters with a software, and it will count the DPI, so you can measure how much DPI deviation there is and stuff. So I do these tests always when I get a new mouse to check that everything is implemented well. Which mouse has the best sensor right now? The Viper and the Deathtrap, for sure. There is just nothing else is even close. But it's like it's a separate discussion if that really matters. But yeah, these two are by far the best, and I think they will be the best for a long time. I don't think the next, I don't know even what Logitech can do to improve, because they have even some issues with 1000 Hz. So Chibbles has no return policy for HDS plus 4K 160 euro mouse. Yeah, I heard that, but they have good warranty at least what they say. So basically, if your mouse is broken, they will get you a new one. But I understand that there is the return policy thing is that, which a lot of companies have these days. So what people do is that, let's say that these mice were from the same manufacturer. I would buy all of these three, it's a small company, and I would keep one and return these. The company actually loses money on this one. Or these two. I don't know what the end result is, but returning products and stuff is so expensive that it's just not worth really. So I kinda understand that, and people do it so much that they order a mouse and oh shit, the mouse 1 sounds a little bit different than mouse 2. I'll return it because of that. It's, you know, just crazy return reasons and stuff. But yeah, stuff like Amazon and such has driven it to this, and people are used to it. My first bullet accuracy in CS improved a lot since I went from G403 to GBX, but now it's any inconsistent when holding recoil. I don't know, you could try, Douglas, you could try a sort of slower mousepad. For me it's usually easier to control recoil on slower pads. Looking for a new pad like the Xtrfy MP4, do you mean GP4? The Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn is really good, you could try that. The only thing we need is G303 Daedalus back with the Superlight and wireless. Yeah, it would be nice to see the old version, for sure. Lethal stopped talking about the Saturn Pro. Why? I don't think there is a reason. I haven't seen him stop talking about it myself. At least for me, he has talked about it quite a bit. My high-end has some white texture on surface after 2 weeks of use. I don't know at all. I haven't experienced that myself. Why is the 20? A bit of random question, but do the white Logitech models discolor in your experience? I haven't had that issue at all. Would you say this Saturn is closer to the Artisan Zero or GP4? It's closer. I don't know actually. Good question. I haven't tried the GP4 in such a long time. I had 2 GPX turn orange egg color rapidly. Ah, okay. Never had that myself. You can test any more PureTrack pads. So the only way that I'm gonna accept the mousepad is that if I don't need to make a review on it, because I don't really like reviewing mousepads. It's way too boring. Every mousepad just reminds me of some other mousepad, so it's kind of fun to test in the game, but it's not fun to talk about. So, like, I've asked a few companies that if they send me a mousepad, if I really like it and think it's unique and good, I'll review it. If I don't, I will mention it in some video or something, but I won't review it. And some companies agree to that, some don't. So if the company has a unique product, they will agree to that for sure. And I think that's the best way for me to go right now. Yo, Complice, how you doing, dude? Favorite aftermarket mouse feed. I actually installed the BTL feed on my GPX, and I do like these quite a bit. And I have like loads of mouse feet now. I have the TigerArc, the core pads, TigerArc, TigerArc 2s, and then core pads, and some other ones as well. So I'm gonna make a video about the best feet, in my opinion. The new Razer Sensor feels very different to me, at least in CS. After 7,000 hours of using all the Pro and Hero variations, it really stands out to me. You shouldn't really like that much feel the difference, but especially with 4,000 Hz, you will notice the difference, but it shouldn't be like insane difference, but yeah. But it is the best sensor for sure. What artisan pad do I get for speed and control? I would get the Hayate Otsu version 2. Hayate Otsu Exoft. I don't like the soft myself. I actually hate the Otsu soft. Do you have budget Otsu choice if anything comes too close to Venus? Yeah, I love the Venus. It's super good, the Venus. Anything else? Off the top of my head, I don't think there is like really that similar mousepads to the Otsu, from what I can remember. Some people have said that the Padsmith's first war is similar, but it's actually quite expensive that I saw the price. Yeah, GP4 is also very good. When is the audience review coming? I'm gonna make a video about this, like YouTube short, I think, tomorrow. I'm gonna try a little bit different, so I will just shoot it with my phone and do it fast and kinda chilled. Different kind of styles for those shorts. And the full review, I wanna test this a little bit more, because I've had these issues with G-Wolf's mice when they kind of... the quality goes bad in like a week or two, the clicks feel worse and stuff, so I want to test it a little bit more. Initial batches of GPX, there were a lot of complaints about discoloration, not sure since. Okay. Is the X2 a good choice for someone who hates mouse flares towards the front? Yeah, it doesn't flare out at all towards the front, so yeah, it could be very good for you. IEM comparisons when? I think I need to get the DAC amp first. I mean, I have an internal sound card that has a good DAC amp, but I kinda want something other. And then I will do some tests. But I have to say that I'm super happy with these SteelSeries Nova Pro wireless headphones. When you use the SteelSeries Sonar software and EQ these out, because by default these are garbage, just like all headsets for gaming and all wireless headphones are absolute garbage without any EQ. That's why like IEMs are super good if you use onboard sound card on your motherboard and you don't have an EQ. Or you have an external audio setup and you don't have an EQ. Those IEMs can be very good. But actually you can download the SteelSeries Sonar software, I think, and use it without any SteelSeries gear. What mouse are you maining nowadays? Really hard to say which I'm maining. I absolutely love the Fanatec Aria. I like the Lamsu Atlantis, but I haven't used it that much anymore because the shape is just not super nice for me. The X2s are really nice. The GPX is always very good. I've used the Razer Viper V2 Pro a little bit more now than the V3 Pro. It's super hard to pick a single mouse these days. Did you ever try an open back headphones? See, I have the Sennheiser HD58X. Those are possibly my favorite headphones. After I did that, I don't remember what the mod is called. I modded them and it got rid of a lot of the bass. The imaging is just insane on those, so you can easily point out where the enemies are coming from. And then you can also, basically with the mod, the base is not overpowering. So any gunfire from, like, for example, from here, and you are here, gunshots come from here, you can easily hear steps from the right side and even from the front. So yeah, that's the main reason why I like those. I think Soundstage is super overrated, and even imaging to some extent. I think the most important thing for me, where I have a lot of issues, is that if the sounds are overpowering. So for example, if you get those gunshots from somewhere, you can't hear anything else after that. That's the most irritating thing for me. Because with game sense and just in-game knowledge, you can sort of fix some of that bad audio or bad sound states or bad imaging. Gotta get that new red GPX for this mousepad. Yeah, it would look really good, yeah, for sure. I think I'm gonna have to get it as well, because I need one more for the mouse feed video. I already have 3 GPX, but it's not enough. I guess the combo of not really liking the Viper shape, the sensor made it really weird, but also good, I don't know. Yeah, I will for sure get the Vanser Gemini mice as well. Yeah, GKA, people have said it. I didn't actually know what's up for order already. How is the Truth Theory 0 in gaming performance? They are really good for gaming. But I need to use EQ for them as well. I think stock, they are not quite as nice. The sound separation is not the best. Again, which I just complained about. Usually the sound separation seems to be mainly good for those that sound quite flat and quite boring, I think. It seems to be the easiest to implement or easiest to have on those kind of IEMs. People always get new mousepad. I don't get it. Get one mousepad and get used to... Yeah, that Yannick, that applies to mice and pretty much everything as well. I'm in UK too and want the Aria. I think AliExpress stores restocks in a few weeks. They are gonna come to EU in pretty soon, I think. I think it's pretty expensive from AliExpress right now. Extend versus Hayato Soft. Extend is trash, so Hayato Soft. How do you like the Aria? I like it a lot. Is the lamps wider than Pulsar X2? Yes, it is. Or wait, let's see. It kind of depends actually. So the Pulsar can be wider depending on where you grip the mouse from. Have you tried in-ears? Yeah, I've tried many in-ears, yeah. I have XM1R, but it's a bit too big for me. What is a good wireless alternative? You could try the Xtrfy M42, which is kind of like the small XM1. How's the Venus Pro softness compared to Artisan softness? It's the base. It's thinner than the Artisan X-Soft, but the softness is the same as the X-Soft, but it's 3 mm instead of 4, so it won't feel quite as soft as the X-Soft in that sense. What's your favorite mousepad for TAC FPS? I might find myself switching for CS:GO versus Apex. I don't think you should. Yo, it's Third Eye, by the way. How are you doing, dude? Long time. It's been a long time. So yeah, I think it's the best if you just use one mousepad for both games. There are most of these balanced mousepads. My favorite pads these days are all quite balanced, so they are all very good for TAC FPS and Apex and aim trainers. I think so I would say that CS:GO is like on the other end of the spectrum completely. So CS:GO is very flick, precision heavy game, and Apex is tracking heavy game, but it's not super aim heavy, the game itself. And neither is CS:GO, but if there is those situations when you need to hit your flick shots, the thing about low TTK is that it's really punishing if you miss that flick shot. So in CS:GO you get punished much more for missing your shots than you do in Apex. Yo, what a false. There is some alcohol in the stream, but don't tell anybody else. Is wireless gaming mouse the modern standard today? Yeah, they are for sure. Something like Viper Mini, but better cable. I don't think there is anything like that. How can I get a beard like yours? I don't know. It's genes, I think. XM1R coding versus X2 coding. X2 doesn't have a coding, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a coding. I prefer the X2 coding over the X2. Sorry, XM1 coding versus the X2 surface finish. Thoughts on the Atlantis Mini? I don't know, it's not out yet. Atlantis doesn't have a coding either, I think. Does the Viper V2 Pro have the same coding as the Viper Ultimate? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I think it's the same. Yeah, I haven't really checked. I don't really like to talk too much about anything before I've really tried it. Because pictures and dimensions, they tell a story which may or may not be true at all. Is the MP450 good with the MC1? Do you mean the Endgame Gear MPC 450 or what is the I think you do. It's good. It's good, but I'd rather use the MPC with a little bit larger mice myself. What is good set for PTF? Do you mean good PTFE feed for Skypad? Skypad is pretty good with almost any feed for what I've tried at least. The experience does change a little bit depending how good the mouse feeds are, but I don't remember having many issues with me. I think some feed did have some issues. I don't remember. I would watch my video. I will have some information about that for sure. What single mousepad is best or all-in-one for CSGO and Apex? The Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn Pro is very good, like an easy choice. If you have decent mouse control at least. The Hayate Otsu Exoft is really good as well, but it's not as easy to use, I would say, as the Saturn. Hayate Otsu is too fast for yeah. I think so. I think some people misunderstood the video. So Hayate Otsu is not too fast for me, but it's for sure too fast for some people for Jack FPS. Even the Exoft version. It's just about like getting used to something and having good mouse control, like being able to control your mouse no matter the low friction. Okay, NBI. Yes, I would say yes. I would like a smaller version. Did you try the Soundconic M2K? No, never tried it. Do you control recoil with fingers or with arm and hand? I don't do almost any movement with my fingers. Like, yeah. I think for pretty much, yeah. Even micro adjustments I usually do with just my wrist and arm a little bit. Depends. What the weird groove? False. Let's get some of that age a little bit. Like in 5 years you might have a beard. Then come back with that question. I didn't even order the Monolo Pro. What's the this is the Hardy S Plus. LGG is coming out with Raiden-like speed, smooth. I'm currently excited to see what they come up with. Yeah, I mean, anything Lethal Gaming Gear is gonna be pretty exciting. Have you thought about making a purely gaming content channel? Yeah, a little bit. I've thought about making a sort of second channel and keeping this channel as like just mainly like official kind of reviews and then putting those CSGO kind of videos, gaming videos, just all around random stuff in the other one. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I might just stick them in this channel as well. Not sure. Aim training routine, how many minutes daily? I don't play engineers daily myself. I basically play them whenever I feel like it. I think that's the best way. I'm not got roasted. Have to get a fake beard. I'm on the fence between X2 Lamsu Atlantis and the CA13C. Which one would you recommend? X2 is the best bang for buck. The CA13C is the best mouse from those in my opinion, like overall, but it has a cable. So yeah. Uchichi to me is one of the best vendors I've gone through other than the shipping costs. Okay. Yeah, it's not really their fault. Like in Europe, these smaller companies really have to pay. Like the shipping is really expensive. Can you put the mic closer? You can't hear? Just bought the GSR and it feels faster than the Artisan Zero Exoft. What? GSR is not. There is no way that it will feel faster than the Artisan Zero Exoft. The GSR should be quite a bit slower than the Zero. How, in your opinion, do you think of find a mouse that shape that works? I don't know. I just adapt. I like to adapt. I like adapting to a shape rather than trying to find something that would be perfect for me. Has there been any behind the scenes talk? I don't know anything about Zowie Wireless myself. I would love to see you frag out in FPS games, like when I first discovered you. Look at our games. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of more fun to make those kind of videos, but I don't know. I will have to see. It would make sense. I thought about making a second channel where I would just push like my testing mice, you know, just those clips and some commentary or something. I don't know. Let's see. Yo, Taiwo, how you doing, dude? Please tell me you have LG Saturn mousepad. Yeah, this is the LG Saturn Pro. Atlantis Mini would be nice, yeah, for sure. Green favorite mouse feed. I think either core pads or TigerArc. GSR definitely feels faster. I don't know. What. There is something wrong with your Artisan Zero then. GSR is pretty slow. It's on the slower end of the spectrum. For Relax Glow, best FPS gaming mouse. There are so many good ones. Pulsar X2 Medium. Viper V2 Pro is good as well. It's not the best for a Relaxed Glow though. The new Hardy S is good for it as well. You play raised or resting wrist. It changes a lot compared to however I want to set up my desk. I have an adjustable desk, so sometimes I have it a little bit higher and sometimes I have it lower like this. Yeah, that's basically just changing all the time. Yo, Jonsku, how you doing? GSR also felt a little bit fast out of the box for me. Maybe it gets slower with heavy use. I mean, I bought the GSR and it does feel slow from the get-go, but it doesn't feel like really slow. Did you get your Artisan Zero used, by the way? I don't remember the name who posted that question, but I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what could be the cause there. Do you have issues picking up the GPX? No, for my skin type the coding is really good. I feel like I can never... Desk height is the biggest struggle. I feel like I can never find the sweet spot with my chair height. Yeah, So I have this, I usually use this sort of, what is this called? This is the dynamic seat thing. This is pretty good because, you know, the chair kind of moves as you move. So you just need to get used to all kinds of different chair heights and positions and stuff. So whatever the desk height or the chair height or the chair position is, I just need to kind of get used to it. And it happens really fast now that I've gotten it's gotten more easier to adapt because I have to adapt all the time. I bought my Zero new from Japan about 4 months ago. And now bought a GSR because I wanted a slower pad. I really don't know. There must be some manufacturing issue or something with the Zero, because the Zero is pricing like a control pad. Unless they really changed something with the Zero. Have you tried the original G303? Yes. A long time ago I have. Extra GP4 for Apex. Yes, it would work for that, for sure. I don't think the Atlantis is like that similar to the CA13. I think if you absolutely love the CA13 shape, there's just nothing that will sort of please you. Yeah, I think the CA13, like Zowie shapes are like, even the S2 that is super cloned, like I don't know how many clones there are, but none of the clones are none of the clones is a 1-to-1 exact match to the shape. The S2 shape is just, there is something that Zowie can do and nobody else seems to be able to do. And say Zowie and Baxi, let's say that. What's your main mouse for now? I don't really have a main mouse because there are so many good mice, but what I like to use a lot, well, I would say maybe my main mouse would still be the Extra M42 wireless, but because I review so many mice, I haven't been able to use that in quite a few weeks. Issue still at 0 and GSR both will too fast, and I don't want what would be slower pad because... Yeah, I mean, that Osperency, that's an issue because you kind of have the slowest pad in many opinions, but you could try the Extrafy GPC1. It's slower than the GSR. Extrafy GPC1 or the LGG Jupiter. Those are both insanely slow, way slower than the Zero. But it's interesting that your Zero feels slower than the GSR. I don't know what could be the cause to that. Ah, okay, Levi. I didn't realize that. Is yours broken or why do you need a new one? Have you tried Cooler? No, I haven't tried that one. I've tried the previous version of the shape and I didn't like it at all. CA13 0 weight on Lamsu. Do you mean of the Lamsu Atlantis or which? She-Wolf's mouse review next week. Could be next week, yeah. Could be next week. Audio is cutting out, not sure if it's just my end. Is it cutting out for anybody else? Is it the microphone or what is cutting out? Audio is fine, just refresh YouTube. Ah, okay, it's on the YouTube side, the issue, I guess. Yeah, I turned down the music a little bit. XM1R is smaller than GPX. I wouldn't say that. XM1R feels larger than the GPX for me at least. I don't... This is the... What's this called? This is like the... sort of the dongle for these SteelSeries Nova Pro wireless headphones, so you can control the volume and other stuff from there. Lamso Atlantis is really close to the X1R. I recommend watching my video or any of the million other Lamso Atlantis reviews if you want like a better comparison. Current go-to beer. I haven't drinking that much beer. Actually, in like the past month, I would have to add to that. Like overall, during my lifetime, I've drank some beers, but yeah, I haven't drank that much in the past month. On the summer in Finland, it's always super nice because the weather is nice for once. So it's nice to enjoy that outside and drink some beers. The length in, like the dimensional length, so for example, if you measure that this mouse is 120 millimeters and the other mouse is 125 millimeters, it doesn't necessarily mean that in hand they feel the same length. Height matters a lot, the position of the hump matters a lot, so if the hump is more pronounced, it sort of pushes your palm backwards like this, so your fingers are not as forward, and then if it's quite flat, your fingers get more forward than if there is more of a hump, if you understand. So the length doesn't really mean that much. Would you compare the Ultralight 2 with the X2 Mini? I have a video about that. I recommend checking it out. I think I did compare the Starlight and the which is basically the Ultralight with the X2 Mini. Squish me, don't use comparison sites for factual facts. It's pretty much just what I just explained. Basically what happened was my CA13B PCB fried itself and the CA13 CSP. Ah, okay, yeah. Where do you live? Ah, okay, I thought that okay, yeah. Then you might have some issues. All versions of the CA13 are sold out, it seems. Yeah, I mean, I think something is happening. Maybe the wireless ones are coming out soon because they are running out of stock on their mice all the time. It doesn't really make much sense. This is still just Saturn Pro, not the high-end. This is like a drug addict when the dealer gets arrested. Yeah, many mousepads these days are like becoming red. Many manufacturers have started because the high-end got so popular, the red color got so popular. Yeah, NBI, same thing here, yeah. Same thing, pretty much. Oh, the red version of the... well, it's not quite as bright red as, for example, my Infinity Hybrid version 2. So, it's different kind of red. But my English is not so great that I could explain what kind of red it is. Yo, Tony, how you doing, dude? Fingertip grip. Those are all. I would not get the haste. The S2 is really good. The GPX is really good, and the Pulsar X2 medium is most likely gonna be the better one for you. Maybe even the mini. I'm down so bad for the shape. Yeah, ZA13 is. It's one of those mice that most likely will never be cloned because it's so hard to design that. Is that the new Hayato version 3? No, this is the Saturn. Why Extend trash? I don't like Extend at all. I mostly call it trash because of the price though. So like if it was like priced similarly to artisan pads, I would call it like decent, good for sure. If Zowie came out with wireless, do you think they would dominate the CSGO scene again? It's hard to say. I mean, Logitech has sponsored so many teams, so and they most players are not forced to use sponsored gear, but they get extra money most likely for it, so I don't think those with the Superlight would get back to Zowies that easily. Venus Pro Otsu version 3. Yeah, I kinda, but the Venus Pro is still different than the Otsu, quite a lot actually. G703 Superlight would be endgame, it would be really good, yeah. Would be really nice to try it again. Hopefully it will come out at some point. Please. I'm going to make my own mousepad someday. I call it inspired by the high-end. How is the Venus Pro different? The Venus... you should watch my LGG mousepad roundup. There is a good explanation of how the Venus is different to the Otsu. I'm praying the LGG mouse shape is good enough of a replacement. I don't think it's gonna be exactly like it. I don't think... Yeah, I just don't think it's... Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the same. The issue with making the CA13 is that it's quite... it's a very niche shape. And if you make a wireless mouse, like, for example, what LGG is doing, and they are investing heavily into it, so... It has the best components, it has a Nordic MCU, and which means that they can't use any random stock firmware that you get from any random factory. They kinda have to... I'm not sure if they have outsourced the whole development of the firmware and the design of the electrical design of the mouse, but it's gonna be expensive, and if they make an really expensive to make mouse, which is designed for a niche, sort of small niche, they won't make money with that, so that's the main issue that I see these days with trying to clone the CA13. Have you played Witcher 3? Sadly no. I hear it's a very good game though. What mousepad would you recommend for someone playing competitive Valorant Apex? I would probably get the LGG Saturn. It's a really good, controlled, balanced mousepad. I believe it's outsourced or just paying for a freelancer to do so. I don't think there are many freelancers in the market. I'm not sure though. My guess would be that there are no freelancers because the competition would be so heavy. Like it's really hard for you to land any gigs as a freelancer because most mice are produced in China, and most factories have their own guys who do the firmware, or they have a default company that they outsource the firmware from to keep it cheap. Basically they have this, they maybe license the company or something for an extended period of time. So both get a, like, the company that makes the firmware gets sort of consistent business for maybe 2 years or whatever the contract is, however long the contract is, and the factory gets well priced, a little bit cheaper, and they get what they know basically also. LGG New Saturn compares to which artisan pad closely? 0, yeah, 0. Are there any difference between the AC plus ROB? There was... I don't exactly remember, to be honest. They are very similar. How many hours in the last 2 weeks in games do you have on Steam? Let's check. Good question. Let's check. 16 hours only. And can I see how much of which? 4 hours of CS and 4 hours of Kovacs in the last 2 weeks. And 6.8 hours of Apex Legends and 1.2 hours of Quake Champions. My wrist has natural tilt and the mouse is very good. It's not as good for tilt grip as the Otsu, but it's really good for tilt grip, and that's for sure. The TigerArc V3 Pro, that is. I'm pretty much able to myself to just tilt on almost any mice, so I just naturally do it. I've just adjusted my grip a little bit to do it. But I noticed with the Outset AEX ages ago that tilt gripping is like super. Holy shit, the focus is on the beer can. But yeah, I started noticing that. So yeah, once you tilt your wrist a little bit, it's much more comfortable to do all kinds of motion. But it heavily depends on the mouse as well. I think Outset AEX is by far the best for tilt gripping still. What's slowest and the second slowest among Jupiter, Saturn, Venus and Mercury? The Jupiter is the slowest and Saturn is the second slowest. If you want a slower pad than the Otsu, then Venus, Saturn and Jupiter are all slower. FK2C and Planning by Viper V2 Pro is the upgrade. Well, you get much more better performance, you get the shape is different, so I'm not sure if it's like a... What's it called? If it's like an upgrade. Do you have your own Kovacs routine? I just play whatever feels like what I want to play. I think like super important if you want to play aim trainers is that you don't play anything that you hate. So aim training for me naturally is quite it's not super fun. So it's somewhat boring, so if I would play some scenarios which I don't like, it would be like pain in the ass. So I just play scenarios that I like. So from voltaic benchmarks, I've selected like smooth bot voltaic, 1W4TS voltaic, B180 voltaic, B180T voltaic, smooth bot TS, B180T that I said already, Kin TS voltaic, Vox TS voltaic, Sound TS voltaic, and Pat TS voltaic. Basically, actually, quite many of these, and Air Angelic 4 voltaic. Sorry. I'm actually, from all of these, I'm voltaic master already. And I haven't even played Kovacs that much. Yeah, and Harry, this is the Saturn Pro. I have the Venus Pro as well, but it's an early pre-pod sample, and it has some, like, really early pre-pod sample. I got it like 6 months ago, but it has some issues, sadly, that was affected by the shipping. Anybody know mouse with flat size or medium to large hands? For example, the Pulsar X2 is quite... it has super flat sides. You use Zowie monitor? No, I have the Asus XG27AQM at the moment. The 1440p 270Hz monitor. It's a really good monitor. Is the HDS Plus good? Is it? Yeah, that is the HDS Plus, and it is good. It is good for sure. Artisan Zero for Apex tracking. Yeah, I like it for tracking quite a lot. If only they made a G703 with much thinner grip width, under 59 millimeters. Many XM1R, and I was wondering should I buy the Atlantis or wait for the XM2 wireless. No clue when the XM2 wireless will come out, so it's up to you. The Atlantis is a very good mouse, but just it's up to you. Yeah, I have a review of the X2, both mini and the medium. Atlantis or X2? I like the X2 shape myself. Yeah, the red mousepads look surprisingly good. Like, I was against getting a red high-end like so long, but no. Just got an X1R. I think I got my new main mouse over G Pro X mousepad, Iron Soft. Yeah, the X1R is really good if you just like those larger mice. Have at least medium hands. Hardy Plus feeling different to the Hardy S8. It feels a lot different to the Hardy S8. Wooden 68G ARM, what do you think? I got the non-ARM version, but I don't think it really matters which one you get. XM2 wireless, how wireless, place your bets. Yeah. That's gonna be a hard one. I think I'm gonna get another beer and then we might play some Counter-Strike. Maybe some Apex, I don't know which one first. I'll be back in a second. You can enjoy my beautiful screen. What do you mean I drew a house? I didn't draw that. I paid big bucks for a designer to make that beautiful house. What mod? You were talking to Northern Power. Yo, what's up, Northern Power? How you doing, dude? I would love monitor content in the future. Yeah, monitor content is really hard to make. I basically only watch hardware unboxed monitor reviews. Because it's super hard to make a good monitor review, and those guys know how to make one. Or it's not super hard, but you need a lot of equipment for that. Does the shape of the Lamsu Atlantis compared to the Pulsar X2? I'm looking to get one of them. Which would you recommend for clock? It's not at all similar to the Lamsu and the X2 in my opinion. It kind of depends, like, would you like more flat sides like the X2 has, or would you want more of a curve on the sides? So basically the sides are kind of like diagonal. So it's easier maybe to lift for some people depending on their grip. The Atlantis is also larger than the X2. I enjoy the X2 shape myself much more. I'd say if you want proper monitor reviews, watch Optimum Tech. Yeah, he makes also good reviews, but not nearly as... Just watch one of Hardware Unboxed reviews. They test like everything. I'm not sure if I'm not actually sure if Optimum Check has input the tools to test like proper input lag. He has end-to-end latency testing tools, but yeah, I'm not sure. Testing end-to-end latency is the issue with that is that there is much more in the pipeline than just the product that you are testing. But yeah, Optimum Check makes really good reviews for sure. Checkless also does really good monitor reviews. Yeah, the ones from what I've checked, from what I've checked, the Hardware Unboxed has like the by far the best ones. But yeah, there are many good ones, other ones as well. He has LDAT and other tools. Yeah, LDAT is really good for end-to-end latency. But now that I have the LDAT, I can say that the LDAT, like, people think that it's the best tool for like testing peripheral latency, but it's actually pretty bad for testing like mouse latency, especially if you use it with the end-to-end. If you test end-to-end latency and then try to gather information about, for example, click latency from that, because you can just use this newer version of the LDAT by just basically testing only mouse latency. So there is no end-to-end on the pipeline at all. Yo, CKO, what's up, dude? Techless is... Oh, I need to watch that. I haven't heard of the channel Techless. Yo, Eli Poli, how are you doing, dude? Savabaus, that's true, but yeah, I don't think it's pretty simple. Like, if it has good input, low input lag, good like motion blur, low motion blur, or none at all, pretty much, it's pretty good for competitive games. We'll also have good general knowledge about these things, not specified things about individual models, but explain different technologies. I haven't watched any. Does Whale have monitor reviews? I haven't seen. I haven't at least watched any. Optimum Check actually made his own contraptions test sensors on mice as well. Yeah, it's the system that he has is really good for, like in his motion sync video. It's really good for that. Some of the tests he made on the motion sync video are not valid. For example, when he tested the Viper, the Nether V3 Pro or the Viper V2 Pro, does it have motion sync on 4000 Hz? That wasn't the proper test. It does have motion sync on 4000 Hz, and he didn't actually test what he thought he was testing. And also for motion latency, the system seems to not be that good. So the issue with the system is, he seems like a super smart guy, and I'm not trying to like mock him or anything like that, but when you build a full rig like that, then you have the LDAT, which already has a microphone and records end-to-end latency. When you build a system like that to test, on top of that, you build a system that moves your mouse. Like, there are a lot of variables in there. There is the one machine that sort of is programmed to make the beep sound when you start moving or something. There is just so many variables that it's hard to know if the system is that good. If you want like motion latency numbers, I would always go Tech Power Up, because he just makes the best content in that regard. And there are very easy methods to test input latency, actually. Super easy methods. So pretty much anybody can do those. The only issue is that you need to do like so many tests runs, so yeah. Tech Power Up doesn't have a YouTube channel, but yeah, they make good reader reviews. I have the 30... Which GPU do I have? I just bought it, but I don't remember anymore. 3080. 3080, I have that one. Do you think the V3 Pro is good for claw? Yeah, I think it's very good for medium to large hands, for sure. Have you been following the TigerArc Mini development? I've been talking to the guy who designs it, but I haven't been following it too much. It should be longer than X2 Mini, but smaller in other aspects. Yeah, that's what I think it will be for sure, Nanhari. So I think it should be like my M42 is somewhere there, but it should be similar to the M42, but it will be different enough so it's not like too similar to any models, I think. Thoughts of the new Panzer mice? They look exciting, but I haven't tried those, so hard to say. Can you show how you grip? Where is my MC1? So I pretty much grip it like this, so there is contact in here at the mouse, and that's basically it, and my fingers, of course. And I can do relaxed claw, so basically this area of my palm is touching the mouse. I actually surprisingly like the MC1 wireless a lot, but it's just the issue with the MC1 wireless is that it's so unique that every time I review some other mouse and I come back to this one, it takes me like 2 days to get used to it again. Please take Razer Viper Mini wireless from the chat. I promise you it's not there. What are you using now? This is the G-Wolves HDS Plus 4000 Hz version. It does look quite a lot like GPX, to be honest, from this angle. When you look at it. What the fuck? It's hard to angle this. Well, you can see that there is the GPX is more aggressive from here, and it's way more gradual the way the hump sort of flares up. So there is less of a hump. There is more of a hump in the GPX in here. How many Friday pieces? Yeah, this is the second one and the last one. Do you prefer glass skates or glass mouse pads? I would say glass mouse pads. Thoughts on KPU in 2022? I haven't used the KPU in such a long time. It's hard to say much, but I did like the shape. I did like the shape back when it came out. I don't exactly remember, was KPU the same exact shape as the Cone Pro Owl Eye KPO? I did like the shape, but it's also one of those, it's not the best mouse for a reviewer that has to like use different mice so often, because yeah, if I use like, let's say, if I review 4 of these, let's take the Aria from here because it's can be considered somewhat similar. If I review these and use these for 2 months and go back to the KPU, it will I always need to adjust a little bit to that because the shape is so unique. MC1 wireless or HDS Plus 4K. I haven't tested the HDS Plus 4K enough to like get the full idea of it yet. But for now it seems good. I had some issues with 4000 Hz to begin with, but I had old firmware, luckily. So with the new firmware, that should be on all production units, or the ones that people bought, it should be pretty much like, not on the level of the Razer, but Razer Viper V2 Pro or the Detra V3 Pro, but it's good enough, for sure. Aria X2. Yeah, I don't know, I like the Aria a lot, but the X2 is like easier to recommend for people in my opinion. Have you tried the Starlight Small? Yes, I have. The Starlight and the Ultra 2. Do you think there should be more extreme shapes? It would be more fun if there were more extreme shapes. Much more fun to like try them out, and I think more unique mice are always good for the community, but at the same time it's hard for these companies, especially new companies, to make these because they can be for a very small niche, and unless you like source them for very cheap, it's not gonna be easy to make money with them. Is the X2 from Pulsar better at claw grip mouse than compared to the Lamsu Atlantis? What do you think? I think the X2 is... I don't know, it depends on your hand size and your preference so much. For me, the X2 is better for claw than the Lamsu Atlantis, but for many people it won't be. Will I finally be a pro with the new Hadi? And when there is a great selection of extreme shapes, anyone should be able to find something where they are just 100% locked in, right? Yeah, at some point it should go into that, but yeah, the issue comes into that when the niche gets smaller, it's hard to make money with it, and there are many of these companies that are a little bit money hungry, so. And the larger the company, the less likely they are to make a mouse for a smaller niche. Do you think 4K is worth paying extra for, not as noticeable as 8K? So I would say I would 100% myself invest into the Razer dongle. In the case that I would want to buy the mouse, I would get the dongle for 15 bucks. But if the Hadi S Classic, for example, if the mouse, I think the standard version costs 115 bucks, and the 4K is 160. I don't remember exactly what the prices are, but that's a guess. That's a complete guess. I wouldn't get the 4K one for that, most likely. But it's a good question. I don't think 4K is like necessary. It's always nice to get better latency, lower click latency, lower motion delay, but it's not a game changer. Nothing, like, in that sense, nothing is a game changer. We have gone so, like, top tier mice are so good in terms of latency. The biggest advantage is the visual advantages that you get with 4K and 8K, in my opinion. But yeah, I would always, if I have to pay 15 bucks for a dongle, I would always get it on top of that 160 bucks. If I already paid that for the mouse. If I had a choice, if the 1000 Hz mouse was 120 bucks, the 4000 was 160, it would not be as simple of a choice. When do you collab with manufacturers? When it pulls our Powerhouse, Jewel's house. That would be actually good. Jewel's house. Yeah, I had some plans actually to make a little bit of a collab, but not with these manufacturers. It's more of a like a custom style. But let's see. I don't know. I had a good idea, but let's see if I can make that happen. If I have the time to design it. It needs a little bit of a designing the shape. The good thing about it is that with the way that in that way it wouldn't need to sell a lot, so it would be easy to, like, for the manufacturer to make some money at least with it. But the bad thing is I wouldn't make at least any money with it, I think. But I think the best thing about it would be just it would be fun to like make your own shape. Or it wouldn't be actually my own shape, it would be like a combination of two shapes, I would say. For CS, what do you prefer, ARIA or MC1 wireless? I prefer the MC1 for CS. I have some struggles with the ARIA in CS because it's so wide. But it's just a matter of me getting used to it, so if I would play both of these for 2 months, I would get pretty much the same results. The worst mouse that was in your palm? I would say Mallow minus, that the first one that I had has been the worst mouse that I've had in such a long time. The quality was just so garbage. Oh, and of course what was that brand that was like G-Bulls beefing with? They made the S2 clone. I bought that, I paid 75 euros from Amazon, and it was so bad I didn't even want to review it. I don't remember what's the company called. It was the company that made these keycaps as well. Yeah, HK Gaming, yeah, exactly. What was the mouse? HK Gaming. It was the S2 clone, but it was such garbage that I bought it. I don't know. I was so depressed that I didn't even want to return it anymore, and yeah, I didn't return it, and I didn't make a review, and I paid 75 euros for it. I think I took it out of the box, and it's basically somewhere there still. Yeah, Mirais. It was Mirais. Yeah. Logitech doesn't even make mice for a big niche. I think the G703 is still for a larger niche. The Superlight is for a massive niche. Like if we don't consider just the esports gaming scene, I think most of Logitech's mice are designed for a larger niche. Like at least for a group of people, group that would buy those a lot. Do you watch any esport? Yeah, I watch CSGO and some Apex. Apex is pretty fun to watch, the esports side of it. Have you tried Wallhout, or did you just decide to not? I actually made a review of the Wallhout. Yeah, Wallhout is a good mousepad. The only issue is that it's a little bit boring. It's just basically quite a lot like the high-end or any other high-end clone. The quality is very good though. That's what I have to give praise for sure. Visual advantage is good for tracking in AFPS, maybe with high refresh rate. I'm not sure. Like the 4K and 8K visual benefits do not make a massive difference for me in tracking at least. International giveaway when I will most likely do something soon. $160 for a mouse is actually not worth. Yeah, it's quite a lot of money for sure. Just League House kit for You think there will be a super light refresh? I'm not sure. Most likely at some point. Yeah, PMM custom style, that kind of thing. Yeah, ayo. Yo, Anton, how you doing, dude? Yeah, Viper V2 Pro is always on the desk. Just bought the GSR SE Ruse to try. Yeah, the GSR SE Ruse is... I don't know, I quite a lot like that than the Backseat PA. Those are not the best mousepads if you have issues with humidity or stuff, but... Yeah, the surface just works very well for me. HK mouse then good giveaway mouse. It's I don't think I'm too brave to give that away to anybody. It's way too trash. It would just make anybody mad who would receive it. I think HK Gaming might be the worst mouse brand out there. Charge more than yeah. The HK Gaming is, I don't know. Do you like the Atlantis more than the Hadias? No. I like the Hadias Plus way more than the Atlantis. Would you recommend Pulsar X2? What do you think of the downsides? Well, for me, both of the shapes are there is some things that do not make that much sense, but you can get used to both of these. They are both very good, but yeah, the X2 Medium is, in my opinion, it's a little bit too wide, and then the X2 Mini is a little bit too short. Basically, they have those issues. So neither of these is near perfect for me. Wallhouse, that would be actually a good collab with Whale. Wallhouse. What video is it? Because I can't find it. It's the one with. It's the newest multi-mousepad video. Do you think XM2 wireless would be worth it anymore since the lamps came out? I think the XM2 wireless is gonna be still worth it, but they're gonna be pretty much the same price in Europe at least, and the XM2 wireless will almost 100% have a better performance. Although, of course, again debatable. You won't feel that in game, but some people just want something that performs the best. Would you rather use high sensitivity with a slow pad or low sensitivity with a fast pad or something in between? I have issues with some slow pads with high sensitivity because with most of those pads it's really hard to micro adjust. So when I'm having a bad day and I miss a flick, it's really hard to micro adjust with a slow pad. So in that sense I would choose low. If those two are the only options, I would go with low sense and a fast pad. But yeah, I would pick something in between. But it's a more fun question if there are only those two options. So any new thoughts on the V3 Pro since you used it extensively now? I haven't actually used it that much, but yeah, it's a really good mouse. I like it a lot. The shape is way better than the Deathra V2 Pro. It's still not an EC2. I enjoy the EC2 shape a lot, but it's on the verge because it's wireless. It has you can use the dongle with it. It's on the verge of me just using it over the EC2 and the outside AX because it's wireless, and yeah, that's basically it. It's super expensive though as well, so you have to consider that. Which one would Deathra V2 Pro or the Deathra Viper V2 Pro or the Deathra V3? I don't know, that's a good question. I like both quite a lot these days. Is there anything you think some people would not be able to get used to? I think people are very good in adapting, but it's just a matter of spending the time. So I think a lot of people just are not ready to. Like, if a mouse feels bad when you get it, they are not gonna use enough time to get adjusted to it. Like, for example, there are some mice that I ended up really loving after I spent a lot of time with them. Like the MC1, I absolutely hated it when I got it. Now I actually quite like it. I don't have it right here, but the Xtrfy M4, I absolutely hated it when I got it, and it was one of my favorite mice for quite a while. Yeah. So yeah, it kinda depends. But yeah, I think there are some mice that you shouldn't try and get adjusted to it. Like if it's way too large or way too small, or you get wrist pains or something. Yeah, of course, I don't think you should try and adjust to it. Mark is getting some of the land is, I think he said 90 euros. What? Okay, that does change the game if that is the actual price. 95 euros shipped in Central EU. Okay, yeah. That does change the game. I was under the impression that it was 110 euros or something. What the fuck? Using GP Super Light and GP4. I think core pads are a little bit slower than Tiger Eyes. I haven't tried Tiger Eyes myself with GPX, but people have told me that they are faster than core pads. Bought the Baxi XE, almost perfect, just a bit too wide. Yeah, I think like if you ever find yourself saying that it's almost perfect, just use some time with it and try and get adjusted to it. Because although yeah, it's not exactly perfect for you, but you should be able to play very well with it and enjoy the mouse. Just like I do with both of the X2s that are not nearly perfect for me. Mine's aren't 18. It's a little bit. It's quite large. It's on the verge of being too large. If you, I don't know. If you like the X-Lite, it could be okay for you as well. Again. Over 140 euros. Is that the HDS Plus, like what version? Like the standard 1000 Hz? Holy shit, 140 euros for that. It's a little bit. It's quite a lot. Best Mousepad. The Xtrfy GPC1 or the LGG Jupiter. Yeah, slower. Yeah, those both are slower than GSR. Are you using low hump on the MC1 wireless with your grip? I use both. I did not use the high hump at all before I like started playing Apex a little bit more. I think it's a little bit better for like tracking based games with that high hump, but yeah, it's just easier to. I could adjust to either one, but for me, with the higher hump, it's easier for me to not have any of my fingers or my palm touch the mouse. Sorry, touch the mousepad. Yeah, no, it's the LGG Pro. Yo, Finnish Army. I'm a little bit behind on the chat. Sorry, guys. I'll skip to the end and ask your question again if I missed it. Do you still not want to try the M2K? Offer of me sending. I would want to try, but it's a lot of hassle for you to send it to me and for me to send it back. I'm against a lot of the hassle always. But I think I will buy just one at some point. But the issue right now is that there are so many mice coming out that if I buy it now, it would just sit on my desk for a long time. About the glorious, but yeah, I think the lead times are quite long on it as well. I don't remember exactly how long they are though. Are you ever going to try the M2K? It ruined every other mouse for me. Yeah, I just talked about it. I think I will try it at some point. But I heavily doubt that I would like it that much. It's gonna be interesting because, yeah, I've said it so many times that if I end up liking it, it's gonna be quite funny. I haven't played anything yet, Alex. What mouse are you maining right now? Not really maining any mouse because I have so many on my desk, but if I would have to choose one that I would pick, it would be the M42 wireless at the moment. Yeah, I'm Finnish Army, yeah. What mouse is that in the center? This is the HDS Plus 4000 Hz version, Daniel. Shipping takes 8 to 12 weeks because of optimum videos on it. Ah, okay, yeah. What's wrong with the X2 Mini? The X2 Mini is... so the front right corner of the mouse is really rounded. And... well, let's take the HDS Plus for example. There's it's rounded, but there is more of an edge here. So when I relax glow, I get a lot of it's easy for me to get control from this corner because there is an edge on it. But because the X2 is so short and the corner is so rounded, it's hard for me to grip. So I would need to more aggressively grip it, and because it's already short, more aggressive grip would be quite aggressive with it, and I don't enjoy it too much. But I've been able to adjust to it quite fine, but it still doesn't feel that great. What mouse should I try if my main was the M4? There are not really that similar mice. I would get the M4 wireless if you really like the M4. The new... Fuck, what's the mouse? What's the brand again? The Vanser. The new Vanser mouse might be somewhat similar. I don't know. I've only seen bad pictures, so it's hard to say. Which of the artisans? I like the Otsu, the Haiyan, and the Zero, all of them quite a lot. I might need to buy the new Raiden as well. I got my X2 medium yesterday and there is a squeak on the mouse click. Ah, okay, yeah, it does have some creaking a little bit there, with some units at least. Excuse the low activity in the chat, using this as a podcast while cleaning. Yeah, no problem, Nathan. Hello from Malaysia, host, love your Max videos. Thank you, Abril. Thoughts on Razer Death V3 Pro? Is there really a difference in weight? What the fuck, there is... I think I had like a beard hair on my mouth. If there is a weight difference, it's because I think the coding is 100% sure the same, but the white might have some coding on top of it to keep it look white and not get yellowish, you know. So that might add a gram or something. Yeah, I mean, if you want a gaming keyboard, I would get the Wooding, as people said. There is nothing even close to the Wooding 68G. Tried Reason recently, by the way. Unfortunately, the thing is too narrow for my palm and grip style. Yeah, it's quite narrow for many people. Yeah, understandable. Yeah, it's on the edge of being too narrow, but it also makes it so good for many people as well. Ah, the Vanzer mouse will be 90 euros. Ah, okay. Will Whale also have those Atlantis mice? Because I think it's available in the US for 90 bucks. Where can you actually buy the Lamzo? Max Gaming has it for 110 euros. If you Google Lamzo Atlantis, there is like barely any results. It's weird. It is according to the Razer website. Ah, okay. So I guess it's the coding. So sorry, not the coding, but yeah, the coding. But the texture finish is gonna be the same, but it has like this sort of paint coating or something that keeps it white. I'm not actually sure what they changed with the Raiden. Was it even the Raiden that was changed, or is it the? I don't know. I think it is the Raiden. Let's see. Yeah, it's the Raiden. But yeah, no clue what was changed. I didn't say ambi. Like the Venture has one ergo and one ambi, so the ergo mouse should be somewhat similar to the M4. Hard to say from the pictures, as I said though. There's less tight weave, so less sensor spin out. Fresh will do a review on it in a few days. Ah, okay. Yo, how's love reviews, man? Keep up the great work. Thinking between the Lamzo and the X2 for claw, medium, large hands. If you had to recommend one over the other, which one would it be? I would recommend the X2, but it kind of depends how large your hands are and what kind of grip do you prefer. Is it more aggressive, more relaxed? Deathra version 3 versus EC2 comparison. There are quite good comparisons on my videos on the Deathra V3 Pro, but yeah, the Deathra V3 Pro is larger than the EC2. Deathra V3 Pro Mini. I don't think that's an option. I don't think that will happen. Pincher claw. Both work for Pincer Claw quite well. I will get the 10 Starlight Pro on Monday. What time is it, by the way? Do I need to end the stream? Yeah, I will need to end the stream soon. Core pads or ice skates for Hayato Exoft. I haven't actually tried TigerArc for the Hayato Exoft, to be honest. Hard to say. Yeah, I haven't tried the TigerArc feed. I've got core pads on my NP01S and these at least work fine. These at least work fine for me. Yeah, right back at you, Ayo. See you around, dude. Is it hump placement of the Death V? Is it hump placement of the Death V3 that is keeping it from being in your top ergo instead of AX or EC? It's the side curvature, so the V3 Pro is it has a little bit less curvature, and also the hump placement. It just overall feels very different to the EC2. If the NP01S was a bit shorter, it would be perfect. Yeah, I think it could be a little bit shorter, but it is good. It is good. It is good. It is good, but it could be a little bit shorter. But I don't know. Many people absolutely love the NP01S, so it's gonna piss off a lot of people if you make it smaller. Are you a senior software engineer? Yes, I am. Yes. I play a lot of Apex. I would possibly get the TigerArc then. I mean the Model D wireless, would the Deathera V3 be a worthy upgrade? Yes, it would be. It would be like in the sense that it's basically the same size, similar shape, much better overall. Yes, it should be an upgrade. Can you describe how the coding feels on the X2? It feels quite plasticky. I don't think it's coded either way. For me it feels better than the HDS Plus though, so it feels smoother. Do you prefer 1440? I prefer 1440p these days. X2 is not coded. Yeah, that's what I thought. So most of these mice are not coded. We need your opinion on Graham Potter. I'm not too excited on it. What do you think? I'm not too excited. Like, will he be able to handle all the egos and stuff? Yeah, not too excited. But at the same time... yeah, I'm at the same time excited, but I'm not too happy, I would say. It's gonna be fun to see. Can you get your subscriber job junior enroll? It's gonna be not that easy to get a subscriber job for sure. Especially if you don't live in Finland. But yeah, if you enjoy like software engineering and you like, depends on kind of what you want to work with. If you want to work with something like that's a web application or something, a service, cloud service or something, just learn JavaScript and you will for sure get a job. That's what I did. I just learned JavaScript and I was pretty much able to pick whatever job I wanted from the city that I lived in when I graduated, so yeah. X2 from the second patch, by the way, and Demon and M2 clicks doesn't feel good at all. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I heard that some people had those issues with second patch as well, but Pulsar did say that they did fix those issues though. This is the Pulsar X2, Dylan. The Deathera V3 Pro is good for aiming for sure. Do you have SteelSeries Prime on you still? Can you compare if Dave feels closer to it than the Easy? Sadly, I don't know where my Primes are anymore. They are somewhere here, but I've got no clue where. I use JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, and well, pretty much those mainly these days. I don't really main anything right now. The M42 is like, I would say my number one still maybe. M42 wireless. But actually guys, I think I need to end the stream now. And yes I do. I was going to test the HDS Plus in game, but it's so hard to start playing when you guys have good questions all the time, so I enjoy answering those as well. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. I will try to stream a little bit more. Now that the summer is over, I don't have so much stuff to do on weekends, so I should be able to stream a little bit more. But yeah, enjoy your weekends and have a good rest of your day. And the next video, I will post a YouTube short today about the HDS Plus. But yeah, enjoy your weekends, have a good day, and see you guys.